All right, so let's label our right angle first, and then that's not particularly good. Okay. So this is the hypotenuse. So this is C. This is a leg. It can be A or B, and then this one will be B, I guess. Yeah, I'm actually going to label these slightly different. So this will be A, this was C, this is B. Okay, so we know that if this is a square, if this side length is, or this side length is 6 centimeters, then this one also is. And this one is, and this one is. We also know that that means the area, or A squared, is 36 centimeters squared. So this is the area of the inside. This is how many squares it takes to cover the inside. And over here, this is B, and we know that this is a square made with lengths B. We know that this is also 8 centimeters, this is 8 centimeters, and this is 8 centimeters. So the area, which is B squared, is 8 times 8 centimeters. So 8 centimeters times 8 centimeters, which is 64 centimeters squared. And this is a 10, 6, 8. Now we have this smaller area, and we have this area right here. So what I can do is add these two. So 36 centimeters squared plus 64 centimeters squared. Like if I add those two, I will get to this one right here. This one. So that will give me 100 square centimeters, 100 centimeters squared. So this is C squared. It will be 100 centimeters squared, or square centimeters. And then we have to take the square root. So in order to find the sides of a square, if you know the area, then you need to figure out what times the same thing will give me 100. So the square roots of 100 centimeters squared. I guess I should say that the side length is the square root of 100 centimeters squared. So the side length is 10 centimeters. If you need to, obviously use a calculator of some kind, and they should have this like square root thing right here. And so that means that C is 10 centimeters. This is 10 centimeters. This is 10 centimeters. This is 10 centimeters. So I should go ahead and label these. So A was 6 centimeters. A was 6 centimeters, so A squared was 36 centimeters squared. B was 8 centimeters. Wrong place. It was 8 centimeters. So B squared was 64 centimeters squared. And C ended up being 10 centimeters because C squared, the area was 100 centimeters squared. All right, cool. Let's do this again. This time we always start off with labeling the right angle. So we are given, C. Sorry about that. Okay, so we have C. We're given 144 feet squared and 5 feet. Since this is C, that means the other ones are A and B. And that would be right here. So to get A squared, so if this is A and this is a square, that means A is 5 feet. which means all these lengths are also 5 feet, and that the area is 25 feet squared. So the area is a squared. I'm going to find room somewhere. Okay, and if this is b, well, I need to find out what, oh, this isn't b. This side length is b. This isn't b. This is b squared. So I need to take the square root of 144 feet squared. If I take the square root of that, it will give me b. And so b is 12 feet. 12 feet. B equals 12 feet. So this is 12 feet. I'll put 12 right here, actually. And then I'll put 12 feet like over here with the label, or the unit of measurement, really. Oh, I don't need that. I already put it there. And 12 right here. So we know that if we add the areas here, if we add these, we will get this one right here. So 144 plus 25 feet squared is 169 feet squared, which isn't c, it's c squared. It's the area of the square. Okay, so now I have to take the square root of 169. So c is the square root of 169 feet squared. So that means c is 13 feet. So 13 feet. I can't even write a 3 correctly. 13 feet. So I'll put 13 here, 13 here, and 13 here. All right, so let's label these. So A was, I made this one A. So A was 5 feet. So A squared was 25 feet squared. B was, well, actually we were given B squared, which is 144 feet squared. And we took square root of that, and we took the square root of 144 feet squared, and we got 12 feet. Oh, hear that train. And lastly, we added these two to get c squared, which is 169 feet squared. And we took square root to find c, which is 13 feet. All right, let's do last two. I'm tired of using just yellow or blue, well, just blue, so I'm gonna switch it up. Okay, so we have to label, well, I gotta use pink first. Label the right angle and find the hypotenuse. So C, A, B. So if this is B, and that means this is B squared. B squared is 25 meters squared. So that means B is the square root of 25 meters squared. And that means B is 5 meters. 5 meters. That means this is 5, 5, 5. Let's use orange. And if C, this is C, so C squared is 169 meters squared. That means the area of this is 169 meters or square meters. That means I take square root, well, I should put C equals the square root of 169 meters squared. Square root of that, oh, we find that in the other one, so it's 13 meters. So 13 meters, 13 meters. And so this time we have the large one and one of the smaller ones, right? So instead of adding this time, we will subtract. We will subtract 169 meters squared. Should give me this medium one. So I guess I'll keep with the yellow then. So 169 meters squared, or square meters, minus 25 square meters equals 144 square meters. So this is, that was A, this is A squared. A squared is 144 meters squared. And then I got to take the square root of that. So that's A. A is the square root of 144 meters squared. I can write that a little better. So that means A is 12 meters. So 12 meters. And I'll put 12 here, 12 here, and 12 here. So let's label these, and then we'll casually go through this one. So A, we found out A was 12 meters, and A squared was 144 meters squared. B was 5 meters. B squared was 25 meters squared. And lastly, we had C, which is 13 meters. So C squared was 13 meters squared. So something before we move on to the next one. We have this, if you notice, like this 144 meters squared and this 25 meters squared gives us, this was 169 meters squared. So let me explain that again. So if you notice, the 144 meters squared plus the 25 meters squared gives you the 169 meters squared. But the 12 and the 5 don't give you 13. Like, it doesn't work right here. It's only the areas that it works. And if you look closely, we have 12, 5, and 13 here, right? We have 12, 5, and 13 on this one also. Like, if you have 5 and 12, it has to be 13. If you have 13 and 5, it has to be 12. It doesn't matter which parts of this they give you. If two of them are the same, or like, you know, if I use 5 and 13, I'm going to get the 12. If I use 13 and 5, well, if I use 5 and 12, I get the 13. If I use, you know, like so on and so forth. Like, it has to be 5, 12, and 13. It can't be 5, 12, 14. It can't be 5, 12, 15. If I use 5 and 12, it has to be 13. And that's why when I was given a different combination of those, I got the same exact answers over here. So I'm actually going to stop the video here because it's kind of long, and I'm going to fill this out for the notes. So that's it. Thank you.